Hi guys, Scott Woodward to talk to you about the West Tigers NRL 2013, and let me say that I think that the West Tigers have probably got the worst list 25 in the competition, and I'm saying that given that they've got two world beaters in their side in Benji Marshall and Robbie Farah, two of the most exciting and creative players in the NRL, but they haven't got a lot of help all over the place in their 25, and I think they're really going to struggle. I think they're genuine contenders for the wooden spoon, which is just crazy given the fact that last year they were pre-post favourites to win the competition. A lot can happen in 12 months. One of the things that has happened is they've got a new coach. They've got a guy called Mick Potter, who I remember many years ago running around for St George at fullback, and he's turned into a very good coach. He in fact was Super League Coach of the Year last year, and he gets his opportunity in the big league. And he's going to struggle. He's got some problems all over the place. It's going to be interesting to see how he splices this together. So let's talk about some of the good things that he's got going for him. Tim Molson, I thought, come of age in the latter part of last year, and he looks like he'll hold down that fullback position. I think he's a genuine fullback and not a number 7. And it'll be between him and James Tedesco. James Tedesco went fantastic last year when he started off, and then he tragically got injured and he was out for the season. So it's good to have two very good prospects fighting it out for that number 1 spot. Very important. But Tim Molson, from what I've seen, has got the edge in that role. Lottie Takiri, you would think simply because of his experience in his class, will hold down one wing position, and the incredible Korobiti. This guy could be absolutely anything. He just carved him up in the under-20s grand final. He was just untackleable, if that's such a word. He's fast, he's strong. Look, he's going to have some problems in defence and with the ball, but he's an absolute world beater, and gee, I'm looking forward to seeing him playing. I think he'll probably keep Matt Utai out of first grade. That's how good he is, but he's the first winger selected. Like, you'd be selecting him in front of Lottie Takiri without a doubt. I have some question marks with Lottie at this stage. He's become slow and he's become very cumbersome. These smart tactical kickers are kicking behind him and forcing him to turn around, because he does turn like the Queen Mary, and that's a big issue with Lottie Takiri. So it's going to be interesting to see what the coach does there. I don't know if he can play in the centres. Never seen him do that. He's always been a winger. But yeah, interesting year for Lottie, but he's certainly a class act. Look, the centres probably select themselves, Blake Aceford and Chris Lawrence. They'll probably be the centres. Being a new coach here, I'm not quite sure what he's going to do. Halfback is obviously a big problem for them, and has always been a big problem for them. Jacob Miller went terrific in the grand final. He's got all the skills. He's a good organiser, good talker, a very, very good tactical kicker. But one problem, he's just an ordinary player. And that's a big problem when you're playing halfback for a first grade team. But look, I don't know if they've got anyone better. I don't know if young Luke Brooks can put some pressure on him and replace him in that position. I don't know. I would be surprised if Benji Marshall plays halfback and you know, they try and find another configuration with a Curtis Sheridan at 6 or something like that. I don't know if they'll do that. I'd surprise if they do that, because you know, Benji Marshall has to be the 6. Just on Benji Marshall, I think he would be an outstanding fullback, and I've never seen him play fullback, but I would have loved to see him play fullback. Sadly, I don't think it'll ever happen. Anyway, back on the Tigers forward pack. There's not a lot of depth in the front row. If anything happens to either Aaron Woods or Keith Galloway, they're in trouble. They haven't got a lot of big men, and some of their big men have already been injured. So while they're two outstanding prop forwards, there's not a lot of guys there to back them up. I talked about their hooker, Robbie Farah, certainly a number 2 or number 3 hooker in the world, and a brilliant player, a very good organiser. Could play 6 and could play 7. He's that good, and can play long minutes. If something happens to him, say State of Origin, I think you find Iosefa will come in and replace him. But Benji Marshall and Robbie Farah are the guns in the side, and if they're going to do anything in this competition, it'll be as usual off the back of those guys. We've got a new look back line here. I've got no idea why they recruited Braithen Nesta, but they're going to play him in the back row by the look of things. I don't think he'll play 6. And the Roosters made the mistake of trying to play Braithen Nesta into the back row, and he's not the sort of guy who'll take the ball up. He won't hit the ball up hard. That's not his go. It's not Brace's go, and that's what you have to do if you're going to be a back rower. And he's not fast enough to make a break. So, like, I know he's got a lot of experience, and he's a good talker, and guys love playing with him. But I don't know what role he's going to play in this side. To have him in front of a guy like Ben Murdoch-Masila, I find ridiculous. Murdoch-Masila is on the way up, and he's got all the skills, and he could go all the way. And but it looks like he may have come off the bench to accommodate both Anasta. I think that would be a mistake. One of the other guys for that position, I think they have to put Curtis Sirenen now in the back row. I think he's too big to play at 6. And he's at that stage now where he's had the season, a short stint in first grade. I'm going to be interested to see again what the coach does with him, but he is certainly a talent. Adam Blair will be the other second row, you'd think. I think if they do have problems in the front row, he will also go up and play a bit of front row. Liam Fulton, you think, will be the starting lock forward. They've got on the bench, it's a very skinny bench, let me say. Bodine Thompson is a bit of a standout. I think he's going places. I think he's very promising, Bodine Thompson. Eddie Pettybourne is a good pickup from the Roosters. He's very good at running edges and got very good speed for a big man, but he is poor in defence. The other guys have got Ray Cashmere, got a bit of size about him. Joel Reddy, a long way past his best. Matt Grant is injured now for 10 weeks, a big problem for them. Matt Bell, James Skavat is another guy who's injured and don't know when he'll be back. Jack Buchanan, very promising forward they picked up from St George. I like what I saw every time I saw him play in the under-20s last year, and looking forward to seeing his progress in 2013. Jake Buchanan, he's one guy to keep an eye on. Sean Spence is another guy. But to me, it's a very, very skinny bench. Aside from Benji Marshall and Robbie Farah, it's not what I call an exciting team when we've got a problem at the halfback, and it looks like at least Tim Molson will hold down that fullback position. But I think, like most teams, you have to have a good 25, and I think that the West Tigers have got a handy top 13, and I think they struggle after that. And I think because of that, they're certainly going to finish in the second half of the competition. And as I said, I think they're contenders to be wooden spooners. But really interested to see how Mick Potter goes in the big time first up, and I wish him all the very best. And look, unfortunately, he's inherited a team with a lot of problems. From what we hear, there's been a lot of problems off field and a lot of problems on field. So I hope he hasn't inherited the politics as well, and he can just do what he's there to do and coach. And I hope the players respond for him, and we see West Tigers at their very best in 2013. I think it's going to be a tough year for you. Good luck anyway. Cheers.